Hey everyone, Sunday night rant. Good to see you. First thing I was going to tell you about is a story that happened at the airport some time ago, and I just want to show what some people are like. So I was rushing it was in Melbourne, and I was rushing to get something to eat and to go to the gate because I hadn't eaten for the whole day. And to cut a long story short, I bought one of those or two of those Japanese nori sushi rolls, found a table and sort of sat down, and as I sat down there, this lady comes up to me and she said to me, excuse me, I was here first, I put my things down. Now I just want you to visualize, the table was big enough for up to 4 people to sit down. And I just looked at her and I said, sorry. And it was just her demeanor. It was very mean in her approach. She said, sorry. And she said, I was here first. It's my table. I said, let me get this clear. If I were to put my things on your car, does that make your car my car? And she just looked at me and she sort of sat down for a few minutes and then just walked away. And I just think that it costs 0 cents to be nice, and it just goes such a long way. Anyway, just wanted to say that. Next thing I want to talk about is problems. Like 1 every 3 or 4 nights I have a shit night's sleep, and generally speaking it's because I sort of, as I'm falling asleep, I think of things and they begin to manifest, and it's really weird. You know, you sit there, and I gotta tell you, a lot of the times 99 problems are going through my head, and 86 of them are fucked up, made up scenarios that would never ever eventuate. And then you wake up and there's light and it's a new day and the reset button has been set and you forget all about it. And I just think that a lot of the times the things that we worry about as human beings, as people, never ever eventuate. I mean, the research is out there that we've got about 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. And out of those 40 to 60,000, 90% of those thoughts are negative. And in addition to that, they are the same thoughts that we had the previous day. So I think one of the things that you should really focus on is try and catch, and this might sound a little bit new agey, try and catch yourself thinking about what you're thinking. Because the minute you get better awareness, you make better decisions. And with better decisions, you take better actions. And with better actions, you get better results. The next thing I want to say is that I ran into a guy from school not long ago, and it was at a shopping center, and he just said, you know, Tommy, I've just noticed, I've been following you on social media, and I haven't seen you from school in ages, and I thought it'd be really good if we could catch up and have a coffee one day. And we got talking and that. He goes, mate, can I just tell you what's happened in the last few months that you've popped? I said, what? He goes, like, I've just been following, you're on, you're on Sky Business, you're doing this, I know that you're in the property game, you're in this, and it just seems like in the last few months it's taken off. And I've got to tell you, I was gobsmacked. I sat with him, I said, let's sit down and we'll have a drink now if you like. So we sat down for about 5 minutes, and I said, let me tell you something. I said, popped is an insult. I said, can I tell you, for the last 20 fucking years, I said, I just want you to understand what I've been doing. I've been working 5 days a week for a corporation. For the last 12, it's been News Corp. Before that, it was Federal Publishing Company, right? In addition to that, I've been doing between 6 to 12 auctions every Saturday for the last 15 years. So I've worked 6 days. In addition to that, most of my nights have been taken up because I've either flying from one place to another. When I wasn't flying, I spent 3 years, just over 3 years, doing my master's part-time at night. I spent about a decade of that time renovating property. So I've been busting my guts out. And you talk about, TV. Mate, I've been going there Friday nights for 2.5 years in a row at 8:30 after I finished work for a week, going there, and then I would do that, and then I would come home, and then I would do auctions. And in addition to that, I have to have 3 years of fucking treatment, right? So you say to me, what has happened that you've popped? So this is a really interesting story, because I'm going to tell you something that every person that's watching this video, and this is not about me, this is about every person that pays a price. Put this into your head. Play the long game. Play the long game. This thing about finding out the magic bullet that all of a sudden things sort of pop for you, that's fucking bullshit. Play the long game. And, like I was looking at a guy at the gym the other day, right? He's done 3 or 4 sit-ups. And then he sort of casually just walked up to the mirror and he sort of lifted up his shirt, not in an obvious way so everyone can see, but so he could see, to see whether 3 fucking sit-ups had actually done anything to his six-pack. It doesn't work that way. You don't do something now and get rewarded for it. So I'm saying, success is a slow burn. It's about repeatedly doing things over and over again. And I can't help it that all these interviews that I interview top business people, top real estate people, when I look at all the successful people, I look at, say John McGrath or Charles Tarby, right? These people that have built incredible operations. What these people did is that when others were sort of partying, they were out there busting their guts, working their businesses, making them world class. So I have to tell you, do not get sucked in that you're going to do something now and it's going to pay reward. Trust me, play the long game. Great people do things today that other people won't do today, so they can have things tomorrow that other people won't have tomorrow. Slippery spots. I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk about the fact that I think that everyone is vulnerable. I think that no matter how disciplined and how much willpower you have, the reality is if you are at a bar in the city and you've gone out partying, as disciplined as you want to be, after you've had 2 or 3 drinks, you won't make the same decisions that you made before the 2 to 3 drinks. So I said it at a conference that I was speaking at a few years ago. It was really something along the lines of this. If you don't want to slip, don't hang around slippery spots. This is an important concept to understand. Like, the bottom line is, if you're going to hang around and you're out till 2, 3 in the morning and the people that are around you are doing coke, realistically, you shouldn't be surprised if you end up doing coke because you are in that environment. On the same token, if you're the sort of person that wakes up and is at a gym in the morning at say 5:30, 6 o'clock, the truth is you've got those sorts of people around you. And the reality is you become like the people you hang out with. So you want to change your life, change your environment. As you know, I do auctions every Saturday. On a big week, I do over 10. In the winter months, it's less. And recently I was doing an auction at Newtown. So I do a fair few in Newtown, in the inner city. And I finished an auction at 10 o'clock, and then I was told that my 11 o'clock auction had been sold prior. So I stopped and I went to the Dendy Cafe and ended up having breakfast. Anyway, I'm sitting there having breakfast, and what actually happens is 2 girls walk in, all right? So one of them looked like she was a model, an actress. Everyone just stared at her. She walked in. Anyway, cut a long story short, the other one was her friend together. Next thing you know is they get seated. They're sitting at the table next to me. I'm reading the sports section of the paper, and I can't hear it. I can hear everything that they're saying, and something weird happens. Like they're only 1 meter away from me, and everything they're saying is so clear. It's like I'm in that conversation. The good-looking one was very negative. Everything the other one said, she would actually turn it into pessimistic. Example, she said, do you want to go off and do the Bondi to Bronte walk? The good-looking one said, nah, I think there'll be too many people, don't worry about it. The other girl turned around and said, hey, what do you want to go do later on today? Is there something you wanted to go do? Let's go do something exciting. She goes, no, I think I'll just go home and crash. Then the coffee came out. The good-looking one was whinging, oh, this is terrible coffee. The other one said, no, it's not too bad. But what I noticed is the power in the conversation was this way. One was negative, the other one was positive. One was pessimistic, the other one was optimistic. One sounded like a whinger, the other one tried to look at the better side of things. Cut a long story short, I come time to pay my bill, I get up, I go to the cashier and I look back. And something strange happened in 1 second. As I look back, I noticed the good-looking one had all of a sudden changed her appearance, because for around 20 minutes, I started getting this picture of someone that was whingy, pessimistic, negative, and the other one that had a smile on her face that sounded optimistic, energetic, positive, she looked a lot better than what she did when she first walked in. This is a very important lesson, because I've got to tell you, your attitude and your energy affects the way you're perceived in life. Someone that comes across being happy looks more attractive. So I've got to tell you, a smile is the cheapest cosmetic surgery you can have in life. Remember that. The next thing I want to talk to you about as I come to the end of this Sunday night rant is I want to tell you about money. Here's the thing I've learned. Here's the thing I've learned about flipping the game. Do not play the bullshit game. You got to understand this. There is always going to be someone that is richer than you. There is always going to be someone that's funnier than you. There's always going to be someone that's got a bigger house than you. There's always going to be someone that's got a better car than you. There's always going to be someone that's got a smarter kid than you. But there will never be a better you than you. Remember that. Which means you can't lose in that game. You can't lose being the best you. So, I reckon, flip the game. Don't play the game. You know what? Think about it. Your competition is the mirror. It's not being better than the person next to you. It's not being better than your friends, than your colleagues, than your neighbor. It's about being better than what you were yesterday. That's what makes you feel good, moving forward. And I've got to tell you, if you play the game of they've got a better house, better car, more money, better job, you can't win that game, because there's always someone that will have more money. It's as simple as that. So I say you play your game. And I say, as I finish off Sunday night, here's what I've learned. The most attractive people let go of who they think they should be, and they start being who they really are. That's a person that's got attraction and authenticity. See you next week.